So hopefully this will be clear and it won't be too bad because the storm is brewing in the Carolinas, and so it's raining and we got to go get coffee. We got to go do some other stuff. So come along with me. You guys know how these go. Um, but I wanted to tackle today some myths. People love talking about, yeah, I read Robert Kiyosaki. I read these books, Erica. I want to leverage other people's money, girl. Other people's time. Yeah, girl. And listen, if anybody feel you, I feel you. I hear what you're saying. You've got somewhat of the concepts down. But here's the problem. A lot of people are going hard and heavy on this credit conversation because they don't make no money. Let me say that again. They do that hard and heavy credit conversation because they don't make no money. Now, is credit important? Is credit vital? Is credit life-changing? Yes. But a lot of people out here trying to get 100,000 in credit cards and think it's going to change their whole life. Now, let me put my headset on because actually I don't like... let me park the car a second and put my headset on because I feel like you deserve quality audio. You dig? So hold on one second. I'm going to whip it up right here in this little cul-de-sac. It and put my headset on because safety first, boys and girls. Safety first. But the thing of it is a lot of times people go, well, Erica, if I can get my credit up, I can do all these things. But here's the thing. You can do a lot even if your credit's bad. There's a whole book come out, Living Well with Bad Credit. Now, you're going to say, Erica, you've been telling us for months to get our credit right. I have. And I'm not changing my tone. That's not what's happening here. Hold on. Get this in here. You still need to get that credit fix. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me, please. That helps me so much. Put a 1 in the comments. Also, put your city and state in the comments too, so I can make sure we're all good to go. Okay, good. Y'all can hear me. Good. What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, Brittany? What's up, Julia? Hey, I stepped out on my referral to come for this live. I'm here to learn. Man, don't step out of your referral, man. You better get back in there. Listen, I want everybody I know to have good credit, to have clean credit, to get those opportunities. Because what happens is there is a lot of opportunities when it comes to credit. But what a lot of people are kind of going crazy about is what they see. They see a lot of travel, cashback rewards. They're seeing a lot of people traveling on Instagram, stunting. And I think that's some of the best and some of the worst things that ever happened is in people's lives. When they go, what? All these people living better now. On one hand, it's bad to covet. But on one hand, it's allowed a lot of people to, via LinkedIn. That's why when I talk to black people and they're not on LinkedIn, I'm like, what's going on with you? To go via LinkedIn, see other people's jobs, other opportunities, connect higher up, get certifications. Like, the internet is powerful. It's been very helpful. It's blessed a lot of people's lives, but to a degree it's also hurt a lot of people because people start watching, well, they over there taking trips. Oh, I think Skynet gonna be tripping today. But anyway, so they see other people's lives stunting on credit cards. But I think LinkedIn and a lot of the YouTube channels provide people all this education on how to like repair their credit, get their lives together, but they have pieces, not the whole puzzle. This person said this, Erica, and this person said that, and I go, I usually say this in my consulting calls, and if anybody in here had a consulting career, I go, well, follow that program. Get some action out of it. Because what happens is people watch all these different videos, all these different people giving you different techniques, and then they go, well, not a lot's changed. Well, you can't be shooting all over the place, right? You can't be a shotgun. You got to be a sniper on that bad boy. So you got to choose a technique and a tactic and go with it. And a lot of people, what ends up is, when it comes to credit, let's get all that stuff clean. Let's focus real hard and heavy for 6 months to a year, getting that stuff cleaned up. But it's not to hurt you. It's not to make you feel restricted in your lifestyle. It's so you won't do it again. If you have a terrible, time trying to clean your credit this first time around, guess what? You won't do it again. You won't get in that same predicament. Usually you won't. But here's something people are not missing. In that same time frame, as you are renewing your credit, like something happened, a bankruptcy, a divorce, whatever, you need to be making more money. The problem is people want to go keep living the same exact lifestyle they've been living, no changes, and have a whole new life. That don't work. And I think if you've watched this channel or you watch other channels, you understand what I'm talking about. where you're watching all this new content, all this new information, new stuff is coming in here, and you realize some of the old stuff that you were doing isn't going to be applicable anymore. You're not going to be able to do it anymore, right? The silly stuff you aren't be able to do anymore. Now, I remember Glenn and Cameron, a couple people did a couple videos about the shopping cart trick. Don't bother with the shopping cart trick. Now, I've never told people not to necessarily not do shopping cart trick anymore, but I always will think about what's your long-term goal. If you get on the phone with me and you say you want rentals, well, we can go get you a rental in 90 days. But we can't get you a rental, a new car, a new place, a new this, some shopping carts, some other stuff, all in 90 days too. We can't do all that. That's not going to work. That's just not going to work. And people really hate hearing that from me. And I'm not to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just trying to get you to wrap your mind around like what's really important in the sequence of priorities. Because if you get the collateral, if you get assets, the sky's the limit. Now, a lot of you, there's a guy in our private Facebook group, which if you want to join the private Facebook group, there are like 100 of y'all saying y'all want to get in. But if you have not clicked the link to pay the private money fee, monthly subscription, I can't let you in. So there's like 100 people on the wait list like, hey, I want to add me. I can't add you unless you sign up. So with that being said, in the private Facebook group, someone was saying how they got a business line of credit, but they had to use collateral. And I think people completely missed what I was trying to say. I'm like, pay attention to what he said. He still had to use collateral, right? Still had to use it. Still had to use collateral. So what really gave him the credit? The collateral. Not saying the score wasn't good. Not saying the situation wasn't great. The collateral gave it to him. And what a lot of people don't understand is, okay, well, Eric, I have cars, but I owe so much on my cars, they're not an asset. Exactly, they're not. So what would be other assets you could hold as collateral? Anybody have any questions? Anybody think of any assets you could have as collateral in here? Let me know if you guys think of any assets you could have as collateral. So what ends up happening is people are wanting to do these really magnificent things, get these huge big lines of credit on the first game, out the game, and they don't have any assets. They don't have no credit. They ain't making spectacular money. So on what documentation does that make sense? Right? And I'll let y'all keep adding in questions for the collateral. But on the flip side, when I talk about building some side business, but keeping the documentation clean. Now, what do I mean? A lot of these guys and girls out here saying, Erica, I'm DoorDashing, I'm Ubering. And I say, did you start a business bank account? Have you been tracking it? Do you use QuickBooks? This is all going somewhere. This is going with the fact that I'm creating that funding book, but a lot of the stuff in there is based off of your bank statements. It's based off your bank statements. And so a lot of people are trying to get around. They're trying to do magical backflips to get all this credit, which really they're talking about credit cards. They're not talking about unsecured credit cards, be certain, not vendor credit, which people had realized a lot of these people are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in vendor credit. They want they want unsecured credit. Okay. And when I'm sitting here trying to tell you that a lot of these online vendors, Cabbage, Prosper, Credibility, there's just the ones I can go on and on and on. But essentially, look at all these people. QuickBooks even has something. PayPal has not one but two different types of loans. They're basing it off of the traction in those accounts. So some of you guys and girls who are selling stuff online, eBay, Amazon and stuff, like, nah, Eric, I just put it in my personal PayPal and I just stuck it on the side. Like, and in the end, I guess people think they're getting over, but in the end, you're really hurting yourself because you don't got no tracking. You ain't got no database. You ain't got there's no paper trail. And I get it. People are like, I want to be on the radar, but that's not in sync, right? If you write on a piece of paper what you want your life to be, how do you want to get it out there? And I get it. A lot of y'all like, I want to know about trust. I want to know about stuff on the side. I want to know about being secret. I don't want my baby mama or baby daddy getting my money. I don't want my mama and my daddy, like all this stuff y'all doing, these ninja black backflips. If you just simply make a simple paper trail for a year, if you just get to 20K with PayPal, 20K, they're giving out loans over a course of a year. I'm not saying do that all one day. That could just simply be $1,500 every month, if that, running through the PayPal. And then all of a sudden, end of the year, you qualify for a PayPal loan. Now, what could you do with that PayPal loan? You could do what? You could do a flip. You could do investments. You can put working capital into your business. But the thing is, if you can't, you know the credit's going to take a minute, or you know you got a high debt loan, a student loans or whatever, you should be working on what? A side business. You should be working on what? Taking the money you do have and buying what? Assets. And it's like a whole mind renewal. Like, I like my staff. I like the girl that's helping me, and I like the video guy, and I like, because he's going to be doing some phenomenal work like for the next 3 months straight. But at the end of the day, I almost wanted to stop doing credit repair. Like, I was talking to people at FinCon, and I was like, when you try to talk to someone, it's like this. It's like the energy of you pushing. Like, if this is right, I'm telling you something A, B, through C that is right. And all of a sudden I'm getting pushback like, no, Erica, no, I don't want to do what's right. I want to do what's simple. I want to do shortcuts. I want to do simple stuff. It just disturbs my energy, period. It disturbs my energy. And so that's part of why I want to kind of walk away from it. Not necessarily, I want my staff to still do it, but it's like, it's hard to sit here, especially when you have an economy, which it's having issues, but the people who are winning that I'm meeting every day, who have 10, 20 rentals, that are at VidCon, that are at these conferences, that are in Detroit, they live in the life because they figured it out. You got to get the assets. You got to get the assets. Because you have room to play. Like, everybody's worried about getting loans and getting lines of credit and getting credit cards. I'm like, some people, not everybody, make good money if they would just segue $1,000 every month to something, an asset or a side business. They wouldn't need all these loans and credit cards. They would be growing this asset. So I'm going to go back through some of the stuff you guys are saying. And it's not about, thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's not about them dimming my light. It's just that, like, I'm kind of in a position where I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go buy like 10 rentals in the next, I think the next 6 months. So every month is going to be like a hammer, right? Like a hammer, and a focused hammer. And if people are like, nah, I just want to get my credit clean, Erica, I'm trying to get some bullshit, so I can get a credit card. It's like, that's not congruent with what I'm trying to do. And even when I'm trying to preach or teach about how credit can change your life, because here's the thing, I do personally know people who've gotten $1 million in lines of credit and really didn't have a good plan in college, and all he did was sit it in some real estate. That's really all he did. And he getting 20% back on his money. So he's been sitting pretty, going on vacations. I could point, you probably see me like his Instagram all the time, but you see him out there vacationing, cutting a fool. So is credit powerful? Is lines of credit powerful? Heck yeah. But you gotta have a plan. It's gotta be congruent with what you're trying to do. Some of y'all are trying to hide under the radar and stuff. For who? For what? Sometimes people have crazy family, but if you're trying to do all this hiding and sliding under the radar, hiding from baby mamas and hiding, you might need to check your relationships and your situation. Some people are like, I just want to be good, Eric. I want to be comfortable. Okay, what does that mean? Like, what's going on with your situation? You have to put a number on it. You can't just get on the phone with me, and I did like 7 calls the other day. My brain hurts. People are like, I just want to be good. I just want to be comfortable. What does that mean? Define it for you, not even for me if we're on the phone, but define it for you. It has to have a number to it. So, Angel Green, you can't have my office number because I'm not at the office right now. You can either fax me something if you need to fax me something, or if any of the moderators are here, please give him to purchase a consult. You can purchase a consult. So, and right then and there, like, I don't have time to get on the phone with anybody for free, right? People are like, oh, why are you charging people for this lovely information, Erica? And I'm like, because the time I get on the phone with you, I've got to prepare, make sure I get on the phone on time, talk to you, work through what you talking about, get back, woo-saw down after I get on the phone with you, and then get back into the process of my day. And you want me to do that for free? You want me to do that all day? Where do they do that at? Nowhere. Like, you want to go talk with people, you go sit at a barbershop or a hair salon. But the thing is, that's why I'm talking about conferences. Like, there's a website called Conference X, or is it 10times.com? It might be 10 times. There's like 5 different websites for conferences. And I forgot, because someone had asked in the comments a couple videos ago to put up where to find conferences. And I'm going to put them up in the community section. I'm going to put them up. I'm gonna post them up. I'm gonna take a screenshot or something and post them up. But they're all over the place. I mean, there's literally websites that make money telling you where the conferences are, because that's how serious. Like when I tell y'all money is being made at those conferences, that you'll meet people at conferences who are millionaires and they just want to get out of their house. I'm telling y'all right now, I know a dude who is a millionaire. He just be wanting to get out of the house. He done made the money and now he's kind of sitting on it and he's bored. He be going to conferences left and right, talking to people, just want to be around like-minded people. Because guess what? In order to get to the conference, what? You had to spend money on a flight. You had to spend money on a hotel. You had to spend money getting there. You had to do some things. You had to work your way to get there. You had to create time to get there. So you're dealing with people who, what? They have time. 2, they really ready there to make some friends. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some people do go to conferences to make friends. They go through to make business partners, all kind of stuff. Like right now, like when I say I want to buy 10 houses, I literally could call up several people and go partner with them. Boom, boom, and I would have it done in probably 45 days, 60. But it's just the process of looking and obsessing and like new contractors and putting people into your Rolodex. It's all exciting to me. Some of those people that's been doing it so long, it's not even exciting no more to them. They're like, okay. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let me see some of your comments. I'm going to go to this drive-thru and get this coffee. So as we're in the drive-thru, it looks like there's no line in it because it's independent owned. I'm at a light right now. So don't worry. I'm at a light. What's up? What's up? Okay, we got New Orleans. We got Atlanta, Georgia. What other cities are in the comment section? Let me see what else. Because we're literally putting together stops on the kind of impromptu tour. Kind of going as I please. All right, Donnie Breeze, congratulations. Baton Rouge is in the building. At Phoenix, Arizona. At work with my earbuds listening to you. How blessed I am. Louisville, Texas. Congratulations. Finally moved to Houston from New York. People are polite here and cost of living is way cheaper. Exactly. Leave that New York stuff in New York, because we don't want it in the South. What's funny is I remember growing up as a kid and there would always be that kid that moved to North Carolina 10 years old or 5 years old. I'm from New York. Man, you sound like a hillbilly, man. You ain't from New York no more. So it cracked me up. House, yes. Emmanuel, house is a collateral, is an asset, yes. Brittany is a good question. Brittany says, let me get to the drive-thru first for safety, y'all. Gotta be safe. Gotta be safe. It's raining. It's an attic. You know, I don't ever want an insurance company to be like, oh, you was doing a YouTube video, huh? Okay, no money's for you. I don't ever want that to be the case, okay? Ever. Let's see what we got here. Brittany said, as a novice in real estate wanting to invest in multiple family, where should one go to get more knowledge in the industry and build a foundation? So here's the thing. What happens is people get on this knowledge train. I need more knowledge, yo. I need more knowledge. And what most people need is not necessarily they don't need knowledge, but they definitely need a game plan, action, partnerships, RIA groups. Go where people are doing it. See if you can be a participant or a mentee in that situation, depending on where you're at financially, to work with it. Now, y'all hold on a good second. Yes, ma'am. Can I get an iced white mocha?
Yep. Did you want the 16 or the 20 ounce?
16 ounce.
Sorry?
16 ounce.
16 ounce?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Anything else?
Nope, with whipped cream on top.
Do what?
Whipped cream on top.
Whipped cream on it?
Uh-huh.
Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, I'll go to the window.
Y'all, it's raining. I want her to be like, okay, good, let's go. It's like, I'm trying to not get rained on out here. So as far as it comes to novice, so let's say, Brittany, you're a person who's a working professional and you have a good career, you like your company, whatever. I would say just start stacking money on the side, right? But how do you stack the money on the side? Again, we have the formula, $27 a day for a year gets you to $10,000 that you could use for a down payment on a $50,000 property. But also what's good about if you have a working profession, like 50, 60,000, 70,000, really honestly, 70,000 to 120,000 is what I consider working professionals. It's not disrespect for anybody else in here who's working. It's just when it's a term for like careers. It's terminology, right? So for anybody who was like, hey, Erica, I really love my company. I'm making great bank, like house buying Brian in Houston. He has a great Instagram for you guys to look at that. He stayed at his job and he made 100,000 part-time wholesaling. What he's trying to do is buy an apartment. So what he's done is work his way through what he's doing, seeing properties, offering to buy them, all that good stuff, connections, Rolodex of people to do what? To eventually have what? His bank, he has a job, this consistent high level income, $100,000, $120,000. And then also the, with that consistent income, then also with what he's done on the side business, all that qualify him for what? A apartment complex. Because, I mean, you're talking about a commercial loan. So it depends on what your goal is. 401k is an asset. Yes, that's true. Anything that makes you money is asset. Yes, asset. Yes, Japan. That's technically a good term there. What else? Notes. There you go, Donnie Breeze. Yes, notes are assets. Charlove. Hey, how you doing?
Uh-oh. I got issues.
Uh-oh.
34. Fix that for you too, yeah.
No worries. Okay, so do you advise buying first rental property as FHA or commercial as a first asset? So Charlove, really, the first rental, really you're not, FHA is going to require you to be an occupied owner and live.
Sign out, I'll be right back.
You're fine. It's going to require you to live there. So you can move in a year or two and move to the next location. Right? And you have to give reasons for like, oh, I'm just moving for my job or whatever, if you want to use the FHA loan again. But it is a way to do it. Because our three friends who bought a house together for $177, and over there now the value is like $200,000 because the values in that area went up in Austin. They have 3 guys on a mortgage and they still use FHA, but the other 2 men went and bought their first homes. And so when they did that, they tried to get their PMI off. So that's the only big issue with FHA. Amarillo, Texas have really nice homes for uber cheap. Is something wrong with that town? No. Amarillo is just out there. Do you know what I mean? Like certain towns in Texas are just far out there. And or they're cyclical to the oil and gas industries. That's it. It's a little bit out there. If I was a person moving to Texas, I would probably come closer to Dallas, because I even have friends who've moved to Fort Worth, and they're way out there in Fort Worth, and they didn't like it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Oh, quick question. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I was gonna say, is it 1 shot or 2 shots of espresso?
2 shots in the
That's
video.
good. Thank you.
You got it.
Okay, y'all, had to make sure you gotta be out here half stepping. I'll be out here sleepy. Yeah, I just did that. Emmanuel, thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Brittany. Is he single? Girl, stop. I can't. He is though. But that's the thing. It's like now you have choices. You have choices. So Philadelphia, okay, Christopher Bentley. We're gonna be they're not gonna be in Philly. We're gonna be in Baltimore. When are we being in Baltimore? We're being in Baltimore November 2nd through the 4th. So, but Philly is on the list because my cousin's there, and we're gonna talk some business when I get there. So also there's an Aisha who I keep posting on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I keep posting her over and over because I totally want her to. I want to do a tour around Philly if she has time. So we got Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, cool. We're gonna be in Charlotte on Friday through Sunday. I think Sunday me and Nina are gonna go see some of the mountains if it's not like absolutely raining. Charleston, Boyd Blanks, what's up? I was just in Charleston. True Air. Oh, thank you, Donnie Breeze. I appreciate it. San Antonio, Charlove, give us a tour around San Antonio. San Antonio is way bigger than I thought. I've always disrespected the size of San Antonio. I was like, oh, it's not that big. And then I got down there and I was like, yep, I was wrong. Charleston, Garcia Simpson, what's up? Charleston, more Charleston coming out of the building. Northwest Indiana by way of Chicago. Wow. Okay. Did FitCon have activities for teens or just for adults? It's mostly just for adults. Now, there has been some conferences where they, no, well, let me just say this. There was like 3 kids. I remember they were like teenagers, like 15-year-old, with their parents at FitCon. And I was like, and you know, it's like one of those things that catches your eye, like, oh, something is not like the other. Like, oh, there's a teenager right beside me. So I don't know if the parents just like, hey, come along. But I thought that was very good. Because everybody kept saying, oh, your daughter, is she liking it? And she'd be like, oh, okay, it's all right. You know how teenagers are. They're like, they're not too excited, not too, they're like, it's cool. T. Kelly, it's raining there. I'm sitting outside with a tank, shorts, flip-flops, and socks on. Let me tell you something. I'm from the Carolinas, and I lived in Alaska. So even though I love Texas, sometimes Texas is too damn hot. And I miss the leaves changing and fall weather. So, like, I always tell people on my list of if I move again is Nashville, but it's just through the roof expensive right now. Nashville, Raleigh. That's it. Now, I love Denver, Colorado, but it's going through a boom and it's too much. It's too much. Frisco, Texas, voted one of the best places to live. Oh, yeah. So all that. So if you go Dallas and then you look on the edges of Dallas, which are Plano, Frisco, all that, Arlington, all those places got really high ratings. Like same way with Austin, Texas. If you look around Austin, Texas, Round Rock, Georgetown is like the number 2 or 3 fastest growing city in the whole United States. But really it's like the suburbs. So just growing like crazy. Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Wow, where is Mount Laurel? What is it near? Is it near, what else is in New Jersey? Oh, leave them ice. Nah, man, I need this ice mocha. I need it in my life. You see this hair? This is workout hair. I had to smash it up in this hat because I was like, they're not gonna be clowning me today on YouTube. No, they not. And I got to meet with later today. We're gonna do a show called about the Jewish Phenomenon book with Dr. Meadows, and I think it's gonna be hot fire flames. So you guys want to book it in your calendars for tonight. I think 7:30 or 8:30. He's gonna be throwing hot fire flames. So here's the thing about real estate, Brittany. If you want to be a real estate agent, that's fine. But here's for the record, you don't need to be a real estate agent to be an investor. You don't need to have a real estate license to be an investor. None of those things. Now, are they helpful? Sure. Some people use them as referral pieces, all kind of stuff, but it's not necessary to get your real estate investing rolling. That is delicious. All that delicious sugar. That was a long wait for that drink. It was. I'm like, let's wrap it up. What was my college major? I'm double majored, so I was sociology and I was business. But I was business it was like a specialized for entrepreneurship. It was like first thing they were trying out on the students at East Carolina. So it was unique, but it was helpful. I think if you put 10% down on FHA, you can avoid PIM. You can, but to me, 10% is conventional. But I know there are northern states who they need that. They're like, Erica, we need that 3.5%. And there's even 1% down programs. So there's a lot of different programs out there. That's cool. That's my birthday weekend. Okay. Dang, Tony G, $20. I don't work that way because I put consults in one category and I put credit repair in another category. What I do tell people, if you just want to do a consult and we map out and plan your whole, everything, because here's what happens, and this is why I make them separate, and that's why I don't really give a discount. What ends up happening is somebody will do a consult call, and then 5 months later, I come back and be like, hey, I came back. Can I have some kind of discount because I got a consult? I'm like, that was 5 months ago. I had to go look in my records to see and talk to you on the phone. That's why I don't usually do it. But thank you, Tony G, for the $20 super chat. A lot of times what I end up doing is when we're on that consult call, which a lot of people can attest, I usually flesh out where are you going, what are you doing, and how can we get there? What are some avenues I think you can get there faster or not get there or do something else or choose a different business ideal. So that's usually what I try to do in the consult calls. It's in South Jersey, about 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. Boom. Thank you. That's the point. It's perfect. Derek Washington, Monroe, Louisiana, in the mail truck listening. Whoop, whoop. Wait, mail trucks don't have a horn, but they do. They have a little horn. Get that mail run on. I mean, listen, Derek Washington, did you get to hear our video on the woman who stole 6,000 pieces of mail in Wisconsin. And I was like, yo, she just messed her whole life up. How you stealing from the government? Which I need to check back up on her story and see what ended up happening to her. So, and also, Tony G, this is what I would recommend. I'd recommend you just watch the free information. Go back and I think I put them all on the playlist, but I can go back and check, which I got to update more stuff with the channel anyway. But I did a credit repair playlist. It should be up there. If not, somebody let me know in the comments if it's not in the playlist. And what I end up doing is you can follow along enough, and I give enough information for you to basically clean up a lot of stuff. Like I even talk about getting those, I talk about when people get those, trade lines, the difference between primary trade lines and authorized trade lines. And a lot of people can just work on some different aspects of their life when it comes to credit. So take your time. If you're broke, just worry about getting more income up, and then that's when you'll worry about necessarily credit repair. Okay, so Joshua Hill says, waiting for this stop sign. There you go. Okay, Joshua Hill. I don't have a business, but I have investment accounts like Fundrise, Lending Club, and Stash. Will banks consider those as assets when applying? So when you can go right now, Joshua, and pull off a loan application for a business account. And pull one off, and even Navy Federal, for example, I did a video on it in here somewhere. And on there, it asks, what are your assets? So every time I've ever applied for loans like that, what I've done is I've gone on Lending Club and just printed out the report on all my notes and then attach it. Same thing with Fundrise. Now, you can also, on a lot of these crowdfunding sites, invest as your business. You can invest from your business LLC. Not all of them, but a lot of them, like when I was in Detroit, the buildingdetroit.org, but you can get houses for $1,000 right now. Still, on the Own It Right Now, they got some that are worth, but they're going to need a lot of work. But there you go. You can buy, as it says, are you buying as an individual or are you buying as an LLC or a business? So there's all kind of ways you can play it if you want. All right, Tony G. So, Brittany, we already had buybizsell.com. I talk about it all the time on this channel. Sometimes they sell e-commerce sites on there. Flippa, FLIPPA.com. Flippa websites. You can buy websites off there. There's a couple other ones, but I've done videos on that where you can buy already existing online business. Like even on the next level stuff, like the Stephen Lau stuff, where they're doing reverse credit mergers. These are companies that already went public, and then they do a reverse merger. It takes about 2 weeks with the SEC, and then boom, they've got access to millions of dollars in credit. But again, that's a whole nother level that we're not even going to go through. We're not even going to talk about. If you want to get that information from him, you can pay about $2,000 for about 30-minute conversation on the phone, and he can break it down for you. Oh, heck no, Garcia. I graduated in North Carolina. South Carolina is not the business. So there's technically a small rivalry between our states, but I digress. You guys have Gamecocks. I can't even take it serious. Thank you, Tony. BuyBizSell.com. Shopify sells some too. Exactly. Like some people start little side businesses, and the best thing you could ever do is read the 4-Hour Workweek. That's the best book you could ever read. For me, because when I went through it, and before they did the expanded version, which I have that version too, just the simple concept of a website, I buy some Google ads, which some people have now complained because they changed the algorithm again. I buy some Google ads and I send traffic to it, sell stuff off it, and I have a drop shipping method. Same thing with Teespring. What's the other website company that does t-shirts? Imprint or Printful. Like all those things are little tiny businesses. That's what they are. And so if you were to sell, and here's the thing. Here's the real ridiculous method I used to do a couple years ago. was like these affiliate sites, little niche affiliate sites all over the place, little Amazon sites, little fishes. And he's like, if each site makes $100 and I have 10 sites, that's $1,000. Well, if I have 100 sites, that's this many thousands of dollars a month, which to me is crazy. And also Google kind of slapped their hand on those little niche affiliate sites. But in my mind, I go, let's say you have a t-shirt ideal. Let's say you have 7 different t-shirt ideals and you make 7 different websites. Like I told you guys about the guy who made a pro-Obama website and an anti-Obama website of t-shirts. And he just made money left and right, making money hand over foot. And what that does is that's 2 businesses that, you know, depending on how the shipping went along, I don't know how that part worked out. I'd have to go back and watch the video again. That's freaking smart. That's so freaking smart. Think about that, right? Now you got 2 businesses right there, and that you can apply for loans with that. I would love to see the loan officers' faces. They're like, what is this website called again? It does what? So, especially when you write up your LLCs and you kind of tell what you do via that. Garcia, I don't know. I don't know you, Garcia. I can't just tell you what to do with $2,000. I really don't know you to tell you what to do with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. I could make a future video, I think, about that. So give me some time to sit down and think about it. Because I think I have a video, a $100 video I'm supposed to be making this week. Remind me if I already scheduled it in the reminders. I think I did. So I already have that one coming up. Wait a minute, I'm from South Carolina. We do have a slight rivalry. You know, North Carolina is better, but I won't bring it up. Dan the Mentor, 99 cents. All right, thank you, Dan, for bringing super chatting me. I appreciate it. Supports the channel. Any little bit helps. But that's all. I just want to get you guys focused on, it's a mindset thing. It really is it's kind of a journey. I hate saying that, it's so cliche, but in order to like get the big lines of credit, to get the credit stuff, like people who are like needing the credit, like when they're like in that thirst mode of like, Erica, I need the credit cards, I need them. Like banks are not going to give it to you because they're reviewing your whole situation and be like, okay, this person don't have no money, this person got bad credit, like there's a lot of stuff going on with them. And so that's what I'm trying to get you out of, that space. I'm trying to get you out of the space of all this stuff is going wrong and credit's going to save you. Because all it's going to do is you're going to repeat the same habits you're doing now that's gotten you there, right? Or it won't be enough. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people will get 50K to 100K, but for a lot of the projects and to have money keep rolling, like do a flip and keep rolling, you're probably going to need 100 to 150,000, 100 to 300,000 to do multiple projects at one time, right? Because a lot of people get in these rehab projects where it's a full gut rehab thinking they're going to do it themselves and then lose a lot of money. So you don't want to be that guy or girl. You really, really don't. Let's see here. Where's Panera Bread at? Oh, found it. Okay. Supposed to be meeting somebody over here. They better be ready. They better not have me waiting. So, let me see. What else y'all got real quick before I roll out? Life Machine Power. What's up, sis? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, lady, I got your book. Thanks, Trent Davis. I appreciate the support. Brittany Hudson, what motivates you to begin your journey on YouTube and providing all this great info? So just the experiences with my family as far as boom and bust with the farming industry. And then us all kind of, a bunch of our family was going becoming military and then cops and owning businesses. My first job was at my cousin's dollar store, and it wasn't a franchise. It was like him, like before it was cool. Like, this is how many years ago this was. I was like 14. And he bought stuff from China. It was like brand new ideal concept, buying stuff from China, getting over here and selling it for super cheap. Margins were crazy big. So that was interesting. And then, so I would be sharing like my life with people, and I ain't gonna lie, it'd be some upper white class kids and some upper class Asian kids who would know exactly what I was talking about. Like their experiences were similar. They knew exactly what I was talking about. Like, oh, that made so much sense. Like the concepts that I was talking about weren't new. But I would tell other black people or other Latino people, and they would look at me like I was like a unicorn, like something was wrong with me. And I'd be like, this is like, and this kind of was my first introduction to, being honest, classism in America. Like that there's a separation, that there's some people living lives and they don't know. They don't know there's more out there. They don't know there's better out there. They have no clue. No one is telling them. No one is informing them. They may not even be looking for it. And so people like me seem like a unicorn to them when I shouldn't. When I know a lot of other black people who are just like me and they're like, you shouldn't tell nobody nothing. All right. I give a prime example. We were in Maryland and I'm trying to remember the area in Maryland we were at. We were going to see one of our friends and she's like, well, it's kind of special over here. And I couldn't understand what she meant. We drive on the side of town and when we stopped for gas, somebody was just looking at us like, what are we doing over here? Like country bumpkins. Go over it. It's a gated community. The whole gated community is nothing but black people. And they make it very exclusive. They make it very exclusive. I'm not saying they practice unfair housing practices, but between these houses and this gated community, like there's no white people. And it's very wealthy black people. All business owning people in Maryland. And these are big old mammoth houses in Maryland. So there's other people who live like this. They just aren't even interested in talking about it, right? They live their life and they go on, they get married and all this stuff and they live their life. Like when I tell people about, like people are like, oh, men don't care about women not making no money and not having no career. She just got to look good. And I'm like, no, that's what poor people do. Like I know a lot of middle class guys who are marrying women that aren't knockouts, but she has money and she has a good career. Like, and so you have to be quiet because you realize you're not doing what the masses are doing. And as you start sharing it, people are like, you're crazy. Your view is crazy. And that's kind of what encouraged me to keep going on YouTube, is that I would be sharing these stories and people are like, oh, I've never heard of such things. That's crazy, Erica. And I'd be like, but it's not. There's actually people living like that. So that's something, that's part of the YouTube thing. And also like trying to figure it out. Like when I went back to corporate America, like as I started the painting company, as I started investing in all these different apps, I was like, dude, if you just get your money up and throw them in these apps, like, oh my God. So Smartphone Millionaire book and Ladder Income book, all that stuff came out of that. So. How much for a farm over here? It depends. Go on landandfarm.com. You'll see really great offers. You'll see whole orchards for sale. You'll see blueberry farms for sale. All kind of stuff. Thanks for the info like this. There's always a bit of us still especially lost about credit. Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people do exactly what their parents do. If nobody teaches you, like, what your parents have teaching you is such greater, like, you put so much more value on that than anybody else, that if I tell you this and you're like, no, then you go find out it's real. You're like, why didn't my parents tell me this? And that's the thing. People are so tied to what their parents teach you. So it's one of those things, right? So it's like, it's hard to break old myths. You know what I mean? Life and power, I don't think is they want to keep it secret. I think they are just, certain communities are selective, but also if you knew there was a neighborhood full of very white people and it's about 100 homes in this neighborhood, okay, and it's got a security guy at the beginning of the neighborhood and a security guy on the other end, and there's gates everywhere, and you knew all of them were very wealthy, I would per se some robbers would come over there. I per se think that unscrupulous people would come over there, stuff like that. Bird and Lime electric scooters pay people to charge. They send you 3 chargers to start, and then they check and see if you're serious and send you more if you actually do it. DMV Pat. Boom. DMV Pat for the win today. Bird and Lime electric scooters. DMV Pat. Put that in the... Boop, boop, boop. Derek Washington, I did what? Oh, no. Life and Machine, I don't think that's true. I just think that there's just levels to it. So, but anyway, you guys, I gotta run. Running for a quick meeting. So I just wanted to jump in and say that I don't know. We're still gonna test it, but January I think I might get rid of some of the credit repair stuff. I'll still leave the DUI business stuff up because I think it's just so powerful and it's so helpful. There's so many people's lives being changed by when they fix their credit, as far as like when it comes to jobs and when they apply for jobs, when it comes to insurance rates, when it comes to all this stuff, like. Lives are being changed when you have this credit score of 500 or 400 compared to 600, 650, 680, and Navy Federal's giving people like credit cards for 25,000 at 680 and 620, and you can get your first house even if your score is 580, which is low, and your interest rate is going to be terrible compared to 620. it's life changing. So I love helping people, but I also know it comes with like just some energy that just drives me crazy. So, all right, everybody, this is Erica, Classy Clown Blog. Thank you for coming in on the Shay Show. Remember, we have a show tonight talking about the Jewish Phenomenon book. You will love it. Dr. Meadows always gives a really great show. Also, for those of you in the live Investing Wednesday course, y'all should see next Wednesday we should have a training. Next Wednesday we should have a training. The marijuana investment folks, I should have a training coming for that here soon. But it's gonna be crazy in the next 3 months. So I hope you're excited. Come along for the ride. This is Erica, Classic Climb Blog. Thank you guys for coming today.